Okay, welcome back. Just want to run over a few small commands this time. Take nowhere near as long as what we did do the last time. But we're going to come back to echo again, and I want to just put in something like my name is Lee. All right, and we all know that if I type in echo and put something in there, it's going to come back and basically print that back out to the line, which doesn't have a huge amount of use in and of its own. Now, in the last video, we saw that we could actually echo something and put it into a text-based file, which is great. But I'm going to use echo in a couple of different ways for you here right now. So the first one is I'm going to take this phrase, my name is Lee, and I'm going to convert it by piping it into a command called base64. Now, base64 just basically is all uppercase and lowercase characters plus digits, so numbers 0 through 9, essentially. All right, it's an encoding which is used quite commonly, especially in email, especially with malware and stuff like that. So let me just show you what happens when I do this. There you go. I end up with this right down here. Now, you think, well, that is absolutely of no use for me whatsoever. Why do I even care? Well, again, because sometimes you may find some base64 data that needs to be decoded. All right? So, the reason I do this is to show you how to now decode it. So the easiest thing for me to do here, rather than doing like selecting this, copying and pasting, I can pipe the result of this into PB copy, which I talked about in an earlier video, where basically it takes all of this and puts it into the clipboard. Okay, so I hit enter, and then once I've done that, now inside our clipboard should be this right here. All right. So now, if I do echo, and I do paste, there we go, all right, then pipe that into base64, oops, but this time do -d for decode, look what's going to happen. Yay, we've pulled it back, all right? So there is the full text that was in there. Now, a lot of times base64 is a lot more than this, right? It could contain a script, it could contain an encoded file or whatever else. So just to, just keep this in mind about how you want to use it. So let me just see what there is in here. What can I try and decode? I don't know what we'll do. Go up a level and go into pictures, see if there's anything in there. No. Downloads. There'll be pictures in there. Okay, perfect. So I've got a couple of wallpapers in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this Stark PNG. All right. So I do cat stark.png and pipe that into base64 and output that to stark2 PNG. Yeah, we'll just do it that way, okay? So hit enter. Oh, because I misspelled Stark at the start. Man. All right, let's try that again. All right, so now, if I have a file in my output called stark.png, now if I try to open it, you'll see right here, it says it could not be opened because it's not actually a PNG file. Let me show you what I mean by that. So if I do xxd, which is the inbuilt hex viewer in terminal, and do stark2.png and hit enter, and in fact I only want to show the start of this, so I'm going to just do head. You can see that the very start of this looks nothing like what a PNG should be like. In fact, the very start of a PNG file should be %PNG, like this down here. And that is not what's at the start of this file. So, if I do the same thing, however, xxd stark.png and then head, see? Oh, .png, sorry, it used to be %. So there you can see there is our .png at the start. This is unencoded, this is encoded. So now what I can do is I can do cat stark2.png, pipe that into base64-d, and then output that to stark3.png. Hit enter. Now if I look at the stark3, it should look exactly the same as the original Stark PNG. And there you go. Alright, so now if I go into my downloads and open Stark 3 PNG, there you go. It works just fine. Alright, so that is base 64 encoding. So that isn't just for base 64, that's going to be for basically any encoding, any zipping up, or anything like that, or all kind of like together. Alright, so next quick thing I want to show you, right, is that if I wanted to just do a quick hello world, I know it's overdone, but here we are, right, hello world, okay, and it goes there. But if I do hello world and then I pipe it into a tool called rev, look at what it does. It writes it completely backwards, right? So it's saying hello world, it's now Dolarau Ole, right? You get the general idea, right? So you can reverse anything in there, and that's not just for sentences, right? If I had a number in there, right, so I decided, oh yeah, I was going to echo that, right, and do rev, then it will just rearrange them and put them out back to front. Now, why do you care about this? Well, you may end up with something where you need to reverse something, so it's just, yeah, a cool little thing to know. Few other little commands here, just ever so quickly. We didn't do the copy command yet, so let's take a look at that. Right, so copy cp, and we're still in our downloads directory. I'll copy the Stark PNG. Whoa, what happened there? That was not meant to happen. Cp stark.png, and we will copy that to desktop. Okay, and I do that. Now if I do an ls for my desktop, right, you should now see there's our Stark PNG right there that we've just copied. Alright, so there's that one. What else can I show you? There is another command very similar to that called ditto. You just use the ditto command instead of cp and it will do that for you. Copy, you can also do recursive. So if you're copying the contents of an entire folder, use the dash uppercase R. What else might I want to show you here? Well, I can always show you the date command. There you go. Very straightforward. There's our date command. And if I only wanted to pull out certain pieces of information here, obviously I could go and pipe that into awk. So date, pipe awk, and then print. And we would say, let's say you want to do $1, $2, $3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and $6. Okay, there you go. It pulls back February 6th, 2024, and it cuts out all the time stuff in there as well. So, yeah, again, just very handy little thing to know. There is also who am I, which will tell you which user you're currently logged in as. Then we have sudo. Sudo allows you to run any command as a root, right? So if I run whoami as root, it's going to ask me first of all for the password, which I'm going to do offline. And you can see if I run a command as root, it's going to show that the user is root. I can also do sudo su, which puts me into super user mode, which means any command that I run from here will be done again as root. And it will stay that way until I type exit and come back. Alright, couple more things to show you here. Let's say I want to... I'll just type in and show you. The last command will show you the last few things which have happened on the system. It will show you different consoles which have been opened and closed again. So this is all different terminal items. It will show you reboot times, shutdown times, everything else in there. We also have the curl command. And curl, quite interesting, right? Let me do actual man curl, and you can see what this actually does. Curl is a tool for transferring data using URLs. All right. So I'd have to think of a URL specifically to get to that point. Let me see if I can come up with one. So curl. Let's see if that works. Yay! It's there! Awesome. Or maybe not. Looks like it might have actually done something slightly different there. Oh well. We'll just do this instead, alright? You can see it's doing something, but what exactly we can't tell. So I'm going to pipe this, or sorry, send this into a file. My downloads, we'll just call it index.html. And now I can use the open command, Safari. So open is going to open a file. It will use the default application for that file if you don't specify otherwise. So what I've done is open-a to specify the application. We're going to use Safari to open up index.html. Hit enter. And now you can see that it actually has saved the content of the page. So we downloaded the first page of the Forensic Forecast website in this particular case. Don't know if there's anything else here that I want to show. Oh, so let's say I do have Safari open. Okay, I'm gonna do this again, but this time I'm just gonna kind of put this in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna clear the window. Safari is open in the background, and I can do that by going to aux. Okay, inside there somewhere is Safari. All right, let's take a look and see if we can grep out Safari. All right, and we can see down at the bottom here. Well, that's not the one I'm looking for. Somewhere in here, Safari is open. I think it's this one down at the bottom. All right, so inside here, this right here is a process ID. All right, now I can kill this application. So let's say that it's crashed, it's not responding or anything else. So I can do kill, and I can do this 85 074, and now Safari's gone, right? PS AUX. I did this thing again. And grep Safari, and you'll now see that that's gone. All right, it's no longer listed here at all. There are some other references to Safari in here, but the main window is now disappeared. I can go ahead and open that file again, and let's say that I have forgotten, or I don't know what Safari, what process Safari is. So I can't remember to run the PS, but I'll just show you it anyway. PS AUX grep Safari, again, just to show you that it is actually running down here. Okay, there's its process ID. But let's say I didn't have the process ID and I wanted to kill it a different way. Well, I can do kill all, and I can just give it the name Safari, and now it's gone again. All right, completely been shut down by the computer. So yeah, few little tools there that are worth knowing. Yeah, I'll have some more for you in the future.